DMV. Today is a wonderful day. Today is a beautiful day. Friday, I'm out here with my fellas. I'm out here with my guys. Got my good man right here. Good dude. Been rocking with me over the last few shows. Marlon, how you feeling, bro?
Good.
That's a bet. And then I got a new guest, new up and coming. Got my man Q. How you feeling today, bro?
Feeling good. It's nice outside, so
yeah, it's feeling nice. It's feeling good. It's feeling really pleasant. Although we still dealing with this pandemic, but we ain't gonna let that stop us. We ain't gonna let that bother us from what's got going on. And I just wanted to know, man, like before we get into any topics, before we discuss anything, what would y'all prefer in a cookout on this type of day? Like, what's y'all #1 meal that you could just think about instantly, like in this type of like weather you got going on?
I was thinking about having a cookout today too.
You gonna send that on Addy?
Come on, yeah. Right now, some burgers. That's it.
What you put on them burgers?
Some burgers, some lettuce, some tomatoes, ketchup, cheese, and it gotta be cooked right. That's it. That's all I need is some burgers and some corn on the cob. That's it.
Corn on the cob.
Yeah.
Grilled corn on the cob?
Nah, boys, nah. Boys.
See, now, I don't really eat much. Like, my palate of food is real thin, so I really don't eat burgers or hot dogs, none of that. Marlon, though, I'm a picky ass. I'm a picky eater. It's real bad. Real bad.
Yeah. But, you know, anything grill on the grill, you know. But a cookout would be fun though. But let's tap into it. Let's get into it.
Alright. Hey, man, new series coming out. I think on HBO or Showtime. We're coming real soon. This thing is humbling. Thing is really fascinating for us to even witness. Seeing the new KD Quentin Cook series, Basketball Counting, showing like previews and like every other like basketball players coming up, grinding, going to like rec centers and all these type of like AU games. How do y'all feel about that? How do y'all see like things are really starting to show and realize like people outside of this county and area is acknowledging what we're really about? How do y'all feel about that?
I think it's about time. I think it's about time. Because there's a lot of talent in the DMV that got this recognition. There's a lot that didn't. You know, people see KD and think, oh, KD, you know, he is what he is. But it's a lot of that from here that don't get the credit. I'm glad he the one doing it or got a part in it. Because there's a lot of talent in the DMV. DMV got a lot of talent for real. A lot of guys just don't make it. I ain't gonna say don't make it, but they feel as though they gotta go somewhere else because they might feel like it's not enough opportunity here. But it's talent here, so you know them doing the show and broadcasting it is good. That's what they need down here.
What you feeling, too?
Yeah, that's what I feel like the same thing. I feel like people, when you live here, people think like, man, you gotta go to like the Matha or you gotta go somewhere real, like one of the #1 schools just to get out. You don't gotta do that, man. Like you go to a regular school. You just gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta put in the work and grind. So it all depends on that. But yeah, we got a lot of dudes. People don't even know that Melo from Maryland. So, yeah, he got WB tatted on his chest. So there's a lot of, I think there's a lot of players in NBA. People don't know that they from Maryland, or if they not from Maryland, they spend a lot of time here. Jamal Crawford come here like every summer and spend time here, do leagues, all that. Could call from here. He ain't make it, but I mean he made it far enough, and he's like a walking bucket.
I just found out the Grant brothers from the NBA. I think what's his name, Jeremiah Grant.
Yeah, Jerami and they got weird names.
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about.
I didn't know they was from Maryland.
Yeah,
I just
all
found
three
that
of
out.
them.
Even Oladipo from here.
Yeah, I knew that.
And he worked out at Laurel High School.
Yeah,
right before the draft.
He lived out Bowie, I think.
Yeah, the coach for Laurel High School used to coach him. Yeah, that's why he went out to Laurel High School and worked out with him. I remember he came there. The coach was real happy to talk about that.
Before his career started, the real remember Ty Lawson growing up around here too. Yeah. I got another thing to ask about with like also. You know, if y'all have any other friends, people y'all went to school with growing up, or people living in your neighborhoods, I've always known a lot of players who about like what ifs or who could have made it, and just how like things around just started to change. If y'all like got any type of players or anybody y'all can like reference or anybody y'all can name?
I ain't gonna say no names because I don't want to throw nobody under the bus.
Right, for sure, for sure.
But it's a lot of people that I know that was in school playing for their teams and had really had the opportunity, like was looking at it as like the next one that could have made it. But amongst their journey, there's something to get them off their course, they'll fall off or something. That's what it is about the DMV. Like, it's a lot of, what they call it, crabs in the barrel. People that see somebody with the potential to do something good, and instead of keeping them on the right track to do good, they'll do something to fall them off. It don't even be intentional. You might just be doing something that you know is not helping this person, and that person just to fall in line doing what they're not supposed to be doing. And that's what happens a lot with the athletes. Like, I know guys who had scholarships to what's that, D1 offers, you know, to play football, basketball, do a lot, but they chose to hang out and run the streets, or, you know, along their line they just fall off, you know. But I just say to anybody, just if you from here mainly and you got the talent, just keep pushing, because it ain't gonna be easy. It's not one person that can tell you that made it that it's gonna be easy. So as far as the DMV, I just feel like you just gotta have that push. It ain't about the school, it ain't about who you know for. I mean, it got something to do with it, but at the same time, as long as your talent is good enough, then that should be all you need to get to that next level. Just people just be thinking it's gonna be as easy as they assume, but just with the DMV, it's a lot of distractions down here that cause people to fall off track, because it's a lot of talent down here that could have went somewhere.
That's facts.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of dudes who don't. I feel like if you see somebody going on that right path, you should be pushing them, not like giving them things that's going to stray them away from that path. Because when I got to Law High School, my 9th grade year, that senior class I think had won a championship, and the year before that they had won a championship. And they had that one guy, and I ain't gonna say his name either, but you know what I'm talking about. But that one guy, he was supposed to make it to the league. He was a walking bucket. Like they really, and he was going to law. He was going to no popular school. He wasn't like we was winning championships.
Don't say his name. Give me an idea who you talking about, so I can.
He got a brother. We all know his brother, but.
You talking about dark skin dude? Yeah. Okay.
And his brother.
Y'all make sure y'all keep it anonymous.
His brother was walking bucket. I mean, he was supposed to go straight to the league. Bro.
Definitely, I know exactly who.
He could have came out of high school and went to the league. He was ready, bro. I mean, he was it. But I mean, things happening, and they, you know, they fell off, and it just didn't happen or whatever. But I just feel like the community as a whole and just everybody around him should have just been a little bit more proactive and just like telling him like, hey, look, don't do this, don't do that, don't be here, don't, you know, focus on that basketball. You got it. We know you're gonna make it out. Like that's regardless of whether he's gonna help you or not. Like we want to see you make it out. So
that's another thing. A lot of these guys don't have a strong support system. You know, you look at guys back then like AI, even though he went through what he went through, he had a strong support system. And a lot of people don't know, but just having that support, that'll let you know, okay, it ain't just me, that, you know, you got these many people that believe in you. It'll help you believe in yourself even more. So that's a lot of times too. If you don't have that support, you just might feel like at some point you're doing it for nothing. You know, there's guys that have played basketball their whole life, but then that senior year, they'll fall out. And they'll be like, dang, you wasted all that time. You know, but that support system too. You gotta have a strong support system. That helps a lot too.
2 points I wanted to knock out, and I definitely want to follow up from what you're saying and what you had said. One of the things is, like, when you were talking about Marlon, you brought up about like people who wanted to choose the life that's not fit for them, who already had a path. I just feel as that, like, man, if somebody who wasn't to like not make it, or something was to happen, something unfortunate, you know, and you know, God for our biz, you know, if an injury or anything happens crazy, I look at it as, man, if you're done with that life, as in like playing athletic sports, you can still somewhat, or still like go full way of giving back or giving support to the other youngins or to other people who's coming out and, you know, needing advice and things like that. You don't want to be that old grimy guy or people who have that, just that bitterness in their heart, you know, and just kind of like getting them poisonous you know, words or toxic.
That could have.
You know what I'm saying? That could have. You know what I'm saying? Then the point of view was talking about Q. I think you was going based off of with people who's trying to make it with not having enough support. I just feel like people are just so selfish and so self-centered with them not seeing the fact that if they was to make it, you know, they was to benefit just for them and them only. If they're not looking at it as if you help them, support them, benefit them, they could just, not saying something to expect on, but just something to like look and fall back on as they making it, and they're gonna come out and represent something like really glorious for people to really come and see. And then at that point, that person just gonna have that heart just to bring back and give all what he can, you know, when he used to go up and when the community used to give to him and stuff. So,
yeah, but that's also another reason why people don't show support. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people will look at somebody with the opportunity to make it, and they'll be like, dang, like, he about to make it, and because you're not doing what he doing or even anything close. Because you got a lot of people out there, and it's sad, but you got a lot of people out there that's doing great things, but the people they surround themselves with not on the level of them, if that makes sense. Like, if you a superstar, I'm not saying you should forget about who you came up with, but you should surround yourself with people on the same level. Don't forget about them, but keep people around you that's on the same thing as you, so that way you can stay in tune with what you got going on. Because if you the only person doing something good and everybody else around you not doing or on the same thing you want, at some point you gonna feel like either they gotta step up to you or you just gonna come down to them. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem a lot of times. Like, a lot of people don't just be off, no, I know I ain't, you know, doing nothing, but he doing something, let me push him. Instead, they just be like, nah, he can do whatever he want to do, and they just let him fall off. And then a lot of people will be okay with that. You know what I'm saying? If you a true friend or you got true friends, nobody would be cool with you having the potential to be great and falling off. So that's, you know, who you surround yourself with is important too. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have that discipline to know right from wrong.
okay.
Yeah, I feel like dudes get comfortable.
Yeah.
Like if you got somebody doing great, they'll get comfortable and be like, oh, I don't gotta do nothing. He doing everything.
Right.
I'ma just feed off him or
Right.
leech off him.
Right.
And I think that mess it up, because it's like, dang, you want people around you, so where you look, you know, like, oh, even if they not there, they trying to be there. They putting in the effort, they putting in the work.
Right.
So you know that they trying to be on your level, even if, you know, things not working in their favor to where they can. You see that they trying, that's gonna make you be like, all right, you know what, they trying, I'm gonna try, you know what, I'm gonna help them more. But when you see people that's not trying, they leeching, they not doing nothing, like, why would you want to keep them around or like do stuff like that?
It's just the point where people, they ain't got that act of being initiative, and it's so it's sad to see people who just not having that effort. You know, they just get too comfortable.
Trying to keep it too real.
Yeah, man.
Man, you ain't keeping it real if you moving backwards. It's not keeping it real. Looking out for yourself is keeping it real. You know. So if you got potential, and anybody watching this that's on even playing sports now, you might still be in high school, you might be in college, whatever you're doing. If that's your passion, no matter where it take you, just go with it. You know, everybody don't make it to the NBA. You got guys playing overseas in the G League who are happy because they doing what they love to do. Don't always just look at the NBA as the only opportunity, or the NFL. Like, there's other leagues out here. Just, if that's what you love to do, push it as far as you can. You know, everybody end goal is different, but as long as you're doing what you love to do, just keep that in mind. You know, don't let nobody take that away from you. And that's about that.
Man, I'm glad we knocked them out. Really good talk with y'all, fellas. Other than that, are y'all staying safe through everything? Y'all making sure y'all doing y'all clean protocols, washing your hands, keeping your mask on, and you know what I'm saying? Y'all making sure all this pandemic is really making sure it's like not taking a toll on y'all.
Yeah. So I'm out every day. So
oh man.
Yeah. So I be delivering DoorDash and stuff like that.
Same.
But
Yeah,
I make sure I keep my mask on, hand sanitizer every time I get back in the car from coming out the car. And just cause, you know, you go in places and you see stuff or whatever, I make sure I take the hand sanitizer, wipe it on my hand, and then like rub it across the wheel, put it on the, cause you touch all that stuff before you finally get to your, you know, to your hand sanitizer. But I keep that stuff on. But I'm being proactive at the same time. I did just book a flight to go to California. But that's because I got a girl out there, so I'm gonna see her. So stuff like that, than that too. Just making sure I keep them out. And they're being proactive too. Like, I think a lot of people are like feeling like they not, but they are. So they've got a whole protocol where you can't get on a plane if you don't have a mask. They handing out masks if you don't have one. So just to make sure you have one, they sanitizing the planes. Like, they been proactive. You just gotta be smart about it. It's like it's not like you can't go nowhere and do exactly nothing. It's just about be smart about it. Like, if you don't gotta go out, don't gotta go out. Me, I'm making a choice to go out, but that's because I'm in a long distance situation. So, you know, I'm not already haven't seen my lady for 3-4 months. So I'm, you know, at this point, it's like I do DoorDash all day. I'm seeing people. I'm walking in Chipotle. I'm walking into, you know, all that stuff. So at that point, I'm already around people. I just gotta be proactive about what I'm doing. So, cause that cheesecake the other day, it was 40 people standing outside. waiting for cheesecake orders on Mother's Day because it was taking so long.
Right.
But I'm talking about everybody was like 2 inches of each other.
Not even 6
Everybody
feet.
kept their mask on. Nobody was touching each other, but we still was like in a close vicinity, which, you know, people would come past and be like, "Oh no, I'm not getting out the car," you know. But you know,
he took the words from me. I was gonna say the same thing. To each his own. You know, me personally, I don't go anywhere unless I need to or have to. You know, but when I do go out somewhere, I wear my mask, and that's about it. But other than that, I'm in the house. You know, I'm chilling. But like he said, if you are going somewhere, you don't have to stay in the house. Just be smart about what you do. That's the main thing, because you can stay in the house and still catch it. You know, it's people that I've seen that's taking all the right protocols, and I don't know how, but they just happen to catch it at home. So just be safe and smart about what you do. You know, take care of yourself and your family.
As Q had mentioned about going out to different various places, I know we should just address the whole idea of places starting to reopen back up in the state of Maryland, well, at least for this area with certain counties. I know PG is still not trying to like open up a lot of places. It was because of the cases that y'all probably seen or noticed, and the rates of death and all that.
Right.
So I mean,
Mo County too.
Yeah, Mo County too. I mean, how y'all feel about that? I mean, things are starting to reopen back up. I know, you know, you about to take that flight out of California. It shouldn't be much closed, because I got a best friend who's staying out there right now, and he's telling me like it ain't that like really much places that's closed. It's really the same.
Right.
so yeah, so my girl live out there, so they closed stuff late, so they didn't have stuff closed as early as we closed. But I feel like our governor was more proactive and just being like, you know what, we gonna did this early.
Right.
But she said they closed stuff later. Stuff is closed, but at the same time, is like you don't really see it because they do a lot of outside activities. So they go outside. A lot of their stuff is out, just like they beach. Everything is outside. So a lot of their stuff you can go outside and do. You don't need to actually walk into a building. So a lot of their stuff seem open, but it's not really, because she don't live in LA. She lives 3 hours away. So where she lives at, there's no beaches and stuff. You have to drive to that. But where she lives at, everything is closed. So going out there, I'm not really worried. You know, she live in the mountains. It's not close to LA. LA and I think San Francisco got the most cases. Like outside of New York, I think it's like Washington State, and then it come down to like San Francisco and LA. But I'm not even flying into LA. I'm flying into Ontario, California. So I'm gonna be fine.
Hey man, I hope you stay safe out there, bro.
Yeah, nah, I'm when I get off the plane, she already said lights all me down, go to the house, take a shower, make sure everything's good,
Right.
and then we ain't going nowhere. I'm not going out there to like go. Yeah, I'm not going out there to like travel and be like a
Right. Going to chill with us.
yeah, like to go and do stuff. We're going out
Right.
there to just see my girl stay in the house. Like we already said, we gonna do activities. We don't go nowhere.
Enjoy the nice weather that's out there too. All that goodies, all that. You know what I'm saying? Hey, at least for the leagues though, for the NBA, they're reconsidering about reopening the league. Now the leagues, I just found out when I was talking to my uncle the other day. Shout out to him. He was telling me, man, the difference between what you think is the leagues are not closed. They ain't shut down. They're just suspended indefinitely.
Yeah.
With that being said, though, they still have the option to reopen it, or at this point they can close the season. I would say, you know, they should just go ahead, resume the playoffs. Some people said play like 10 games. You had said some other ideas, and you said something else. I want to hear what y'all think about the NBA opening back up and why and how, you know.
Okay, I think I'm both ways with it, because a part of me wants the league to open because I want to see the teams finish off the season, but then a part of me is like, we already went so long without it, we might as well just wait till next year. You know what I'm saying? Because it was, like I said, it was a lot of teams that was fighting for that playoff push. I forgot how many games was even left, but it was a lot of teams fighting for that playoff push. You know, like 9th, 10th spots that had a chance to get in there.
Right.
That was my only reason for saying resume it, because I wanted to see if them teams had it, you know, actually make it. You know, I feel like the Pelicans or the Trailblazers could get in there. But to that point, if they don't do that and they just be like, okay, we just gonna start from whoever in the playoffs, they in the playoffs, we can keep going. It'll be, a lot of people think, oh, they at home, they rested, they fresh, they can come back. But no, it probably would be rusty because they've been off so long. You know what I'm saying?
I said the same thing.
Yeah.
But you know what though? That's the thing though. To these guys, although they may be rusty, although they may not be as sharp, they still need to have some type of like reluctance on try to still be active enough to still.
No.
Because I mean, just think about it, like they're professional. They're getting paid to do.
No,
this.
I'm not saying they're not gonna be in shape. All of them gonna be in shape.
Right.
But I'm talking about as far as like the floor of the game, because like we had moments where we might go the whole winter without playing basketball. Then as soon as we can go back outside, you know, you're gonna have that rust just from not playing with a group of people.
Right.
We're not saying you're not gonna know how to play, but you're gonna have that rust, you know. Even if, because you know, a lot of these guys, well, most of them, they rich. They probably got gyms in their homes or gyms close enough they can get into. You know, Nate Robinson on live almost every day with his sons playing behind his house.
Still, you know,
yeah, but that ain't the same as going out there with 10 grown men on the court. You know what I'm saying, running up and down, because you know, in this time, guys probably getting stronger, probably getting faster, so. You know,
that's what I feel like it comes to, like a veteran status, because that's what they was kind of talking about. Because you got guys like Westbrook, Harden, LeBron, AD, stars, and guys that have been in the league for a while. They going work. So in they all season, they going work. So like they got Russell Westbrook posts videos of him out there working by himself, working with Kevin Hart. You see LeBron working every day. It was Taco Tuesday stuff. The vets are going to do what they got to do. Because when you come to those young guys and those rookies and stuff. Like teams like Memphis, who got a lot of young guys on their team, they gonna work, because even in the all season, players work, but they don't work as hard as the vets, and they don't need to either. And then you gotta understand too, they gonna resume play with no crowds. Young teams feed off that. Even older teams,
I said that too.
Like Russell Westbrook feeds off the crowd. It's like he'll go to a away game and play good, but he loves the crowd. That's something that amps him up. So you got players like that, where it's going to be just a different thing not having a crowd. Now these people still play good, because you see them in their little summer leagues when they do that, like Rico Hines and all that stuff, and they still ball out. They ball out hard. You know, Russell Westbrook play hard every single day. So but still, it's just the fact that, you know, fans change stuff. When you hit that big shot and you come back and the fans is cheering and you get hyped, I mean, it's the same thing as just like us being in a LA Fitness, and we in there and they cheering, like people on the sideline cheering for us, we cooking. You know, we get hyped up and we feel like we gotta play better, we feel more confident, you get more confidence in what you do when you have people cheering for you. So I feel like without the fans and the rookie teams, it's going to be like, you can't just jump into the playoffs, because it's not going to work out that way. And on top of that, you can't do Pelicans dirty like that, or the Blazers dirty like that. The Blazers was actually starting to get their foot. Even without Damian Lillard being there, they were only 3 games behind. They, you know, realistically, people think that they're going to be a playoff team. So you're going to tell them, hey, we just going to end it for y'all. You know, that's wrong to them. So I feel like if you're not going to resume play to where you left it off at, then just don't resume play at all.
I mean, to what you're saying, I mean, bro, like you hit every point. I mean, with the crowd, I mean, people who's needing like intensity, adrenaline, and also like X factor of them trying to play off that. I mean, that matters. I mean, if they gonna just go ahead and put like a surround system or boombox and all around the stage and arenas and have fake crowds, that stuff ain't gonna work. Cause they gonna look at it and be like, man, what we really playing for? You know? But I mean, due to the safety and everything like that, I'm just like, man, like this pandemic, like this virus, like this is really serious. Like this is really not making people wanting to come out and go to these type of events because the things that's going on. So I feel like with the commissioner, maybe they should just limit the games, limit the crowds, and
I think they'll work something out, because the only reason I said, I just thought about this too.
And my last thing, I don't want to mean to cut you off, but what about like the playoffs with the time and everything, the draft? I mean, at this point, next season is going to be prolonged. It's only be about 50 games, just like the lockout, and it's going to be something like really weird for us to really view.
They're going to start the next season. He said he's probably going to start it on Christmas Day.
Oh, yeah, I can see it. Just like 2012 season with the lockout.
Yeah, I think everything else is going to be regular though. So they still going to have the draft, but it's going to be like the NFL draft. It's going to be all virtual. You're not going to have like people sitting in the room. It's going to be virtual with cameras watching the people while they at home and stuff like that. But yeah, they
only thing I was thinking of though was, remember before they canceled, I think it was before they canceled the NBA season, they didn't have no crowds at the soccer games. Remember that?
Yeah.
And my only thing is, if they do that to the NBA, I think we'll be able to watch it. It won't be as entertaining. I think we'll still sit back and watch it, being that it's been so long, but would it keep up? You know what I'm saying? Because the first couple games people will be tuned in just because we miss basketball, but as it goes on, I feel as though it'll get played out. Like they have to have to be real creative to keep it going, because I don't know if I could sit and watch a whole game where it's complete silence and somebody get dunked on or somebody make a game-winning shot. Like you gonna be excited about yourself. Yeah, like it's hard to watch it with the crowd sometimes if the players themselves not entertaining. But you know what I'm saying? Will they still have commentators? Will they still have, you know what I'm saying? Like how would they really go about that?
I think that's where it separates though, because that's when you start to lose the fans that aren't interested, you know, that deep. So like how y'all said, like at a point y'all get bored, but certain people like me, I could watch it all day with no, but it's like different people want different things out of it, so you're going to start to lose certain fans, or you're going to start to lose views, because some people don't want to watch that. Some people don't just want to watch just strictly men running down the court and you can hear their feet tap, but you can't hear nothing else. Nobody want to see that.
But now they mic the players up. I'm with that.
Yeah,
that might make it a little more interesting if the players mic'd up and you can hear the whole conversation amongst each other. They find if they do that, something like that, I could see that. That'd be more fun, because then you hear them talking trash, and you know they might have a little screaming excitement. That might make it a little bit more entertaining. That's one thing I could think of. But that's
I just think it comes down to it's gonna like break. It's gonna be like a level, like the people who like are deep in love with basketball, and then just like it breaks down more and more. So you got people who just only watch it sometimes, and that taking away the crowd and stuff like that. People who watch just for that excitement, they not gonna want that and stuff like that. Because I know people that have gone to basketball games, they don't really know about basketball, but they love that environment. But since that environment not there no more, you don't really. I mean, you go to LA Fitness, watch guys run around. You know what I'm saying?
A point you emphasizing on that with Q, you're really aiming on with them losing the crowd. Not only they losing the crowd, they also losing the money too.
Yeah.
And like the viewers, it won't be high if the crowd won't be in
their money come off them ratings.
So they gonna have to cut checks or they gonna have to.
They were just talking about
they was talking about a 25% pay cut to each check.
But see, they got everybody under LeBron's agent. All of them gonna get a full check.
Nah, they was actually saying about that, because I just saying something about that. So what they going to do is, they still talking about it. It might be official, but they doing 25% pay cuts from all of the players. But players like, I think they only said, there might be more, but I know they said Stephen Curry and LeBron James actually has to pay the league back because they owe them money because of what you just said. Rich Paul, all of his players under him were still getting paid. And you know, LeBron and Curry, them two are the top 10 in who makes the most in the league. So they were saying like each check they would have to pay the league like over $300,000 a piece. It's different numbers for them both, but they have to actually owe the league because of that.
I mean, that's not.
So financially, they got ideas and stuff worked out. The league actually wanted 50%, but they came to a 25% agreement.
I feel like they always gonna find a way to keep it afloat, regardless of whether they getting the fans, getting that same revenue or not. They got enough guys on that NBA team, like the officials and stuff, and the metric guys, to figure out a way to break it down to where we can continue play. But the money just not gonna be the same, you know. And then when it pick back up, see, that's what I think a lot of people don't understand either, is that the money gonna go down with a lot of stuff, not just NBA, clubs, stuff like food places right now not making the same money. When it all resumes though, the money is gonna be outrageously more than it usually was, just because everybody's gonna feel like DC nightlife, they might really not go to sleep for like a week and a half. They might really be out there just because you take something away from people that they want or that they didn't know they wanted before, and you finally give it back to them in full. Man, they're gonna flock to people who didn't even flock to it before. Are probably gonna flock to it. So people who didn't go to NBA games before, once they say, hey, fans come back, people come back probably like, man, I kept blowing off that NBA game. You know what? Today I'm going. Nah, I'm going to this. I'm going to this. I'm going. You know, so it's going. That money, take a break from it now. Yeah. Later on, it's gonna come back tenfold. So I feel like it's a sacrifice you gotta make to get better at it.
That's another thing too that I want to talk about too, as far as like with the corona stuff, is when they do open stuff back up, if it is like that, that's not gonna be good. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's gonna be good the fact that everything back open, but immediately within like the first 2 weeks, it should still be some sort of restriction. just to keep everybody still safe. Because if everybody going to the same place as soon as everything open, but it ain't no guarantee it's 100% safe, it might get worse. You know, so you never know. But it's pros and cons to everything. So that's why I say, as far as any decision, as far as with the league, just gotta think in depth. Is it worth it? You know what I'm saying? The pros and cons of it, which outweighs which, to make sure like this is a good decision to make, whatever they do.
This is I guess of the year is just a stat save.
Yeah.
Because after this year, bro, after this year, I'm gonna probably start going on, probably start taking trips. This year alone, man, I ain't going nowhere for real. I ain't really doing much. Even with things that's starting to open back up, I don't trust it.
Right.
That's what the whole thing is giving me, that mentality. I don't know if y'all feel similar, but I feel almost traumatized with this going on.
I'm gonna be honest. I like it a little bit. I don't like the fact that I feel like we being forced, but knowing that sitting in the house is something I really haven't done in a long time for this long, it's like I kind of like it in a way. I'm not saying this is something I would want to keep going in with. Like, give me another 2 weeks or so, I'll be good, I'll be done. But right now, I'm appreciating because my body gets to take a little break. But one thing we didn't talk about as far as with the NBA is Las Vegas is giving them the opportunity to they say within 2 blocks of where all the players would be, no humans can come within. You know what I'm saying? So that's a precaution they're taking to keep the players safe. Within the 2-block radius of where they will be playing at, Las Vegas gave them the opportunity, if they want to come back and play, they'll have that 2-block radius of where no other human outside of players and officials or whoever's involved with the league can come in. So that's another thing.
Yeah, so they're supposed to do that, and they also supposed to not separate their families. So like everybody's family could come to Las Vegas too.
Right.
Everybody still be like separated. Besides, you know, obviously the teams are going to be with each other and stuff like that. And when they play each other, they're going to be. But they just saying like, I think other sports were saying like, all right, you fly here, but your family can't, just because it's such a hassle of like, oh, all right, where your family been, where your family haven't. But the NBA said the families can come too. So
right, you're already with them anyway.
The wife and the kids, you know. They can all come too, but it all, you know, we just all had to wait and see how it's gonna work out. What Adam Silver decided to do, but he a good guy. He always comes through with something.
He a player first. He a player first.
So,
he plays first.
He always,
and he care about the fans. Like he know what we want. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So he'll decide, and then he'll talk to. They had a conference call the other day, and it was all the star players basically. So Steph, KD, LeBron, Giannis, Westbrook, James Harden, Kawhi, all of them, and they talked about whether they wanted to resume or not. And even though that's not the whole league's consensus, it, you know, like the top players talk to all the other players, so they kind of get a gist of, you know, how everybody else feels. Right. So they decided that they did want to continue. So I feel like Adam Silver will come together with them, talk to them about it, see how they feel. You know, work everything out if it's possible, and if it's going to be completely safe, I think he'll be like, yeah, go ahead, you know what, bring everybody to Vegas, finish out the season. After we finish out the season, then we'll worry about how we move further from it then. But I think it'll come up with something. Either way, I think it'll be good, because regardless of whether you bring them in and you make sure it's completely safe, or you say, hey, it's not completely safe, and you leave them home, it's going to be in the best interest of the players, you know?
Right.
For sure. Alright, yeah, so I wanted to kind of like almost wrap this thing up, almost. I don't know if y'all got any other like points I want to point out.
If you didn't know, only other thing I had wanted to bring up was Quentin Dunbar and DeAndre Baker. Now, don't take too much heed to this, because we don't know the actual facts, and you know what I'm saying, there's no truth behind it, it's just news. But apparently, I guess they got a warrant out, or they wanted for armed robbery. They haven't been arrested yet, but I guess they looking for them to turn themselves in. But they got charges out there for armed robbery. So
things like that just don't make sense.
It's quarantine, and you already got money. You know, should nobody. So like, I just don't understand if it is true. I don't know. Like I said, we speak hypothetically. I don't know if it's true or not. It might not be, but why? You know, if that's the case, I just want to know why.
And with that is like, once the news already got out that they got a warrant for you, the teams don't want you.
Right.
So your career already derailed a little bit. Regardless of whether you did it or you didn't do it, the teams are going to view it as, hey, you are detrimental to what we doing and how we being viewed, so you up out of there.
Yeah.
So,
you know, everything, you know, y'all got to cook on the grill, man. Y'all send that invite.
Yeah, we definitely going to try to get that started today, but it ain't going to start till like 7-ish. like around 7.
Oh man.
Yeah. We got food in here to put on the grill. Matter of fact, I'm glad I did think about that. Yeah, we're gonna do that today. My mother with it, she don't care, but other than that, we was closing. Is there anything else we missed to talk about?
Man, what about that whole little thing you mentioned about earlier with Boozy situation? Or like you want to leave that alone?
Nah, I mean I don't mind talking about that because my view is wrong. With Boozy paying somebody to give his son, you know, head, stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
That's statutory rape.
Yeah.
It's other proactive thing. Like, to each man his own how you want to raise your child about the whole, like, if you don't want them to, you know, be gay or whatever, that's on you, to each his own. But just the way you go about it gotta be different.
Right.
Paying grown women to do that, and this is my thing though, if he had a daughter and his daughter was having sex with a grown man, he'd be highly upset, ready to, I mean, put a man in a body bag.
Right.
But you can't have them same standards. You can't hold your daughter to a higher standard than your son. You gotta hold them equally to the same standard. It's wrong both ways. You can't say, oh, because a boy doing it is wrong. That's y'all like the problem going on now with a lot of stuff. So you gotta be like, hey, he's underage. 13, so you can't have no 13-year-old out here messing with no grown man. Like,
let's tap into some music. We ain't talking about no music.
All right, we can talk about music for like a quick
little second.
Yeah,
We're gonna tap into the music. You know, Future just dropped the album today.
I was just hearing that. I was just about to ask y'all review on that.
I ain't listened to it yet.
Drake dropped the album early in the week.
We ain't talking. I ain't like Drake. I ain't gonna lie. I'm a fan of Drake, but that album,
I feel
the
like
last couple albums he put out ain't been for
people
me.
amp him up because his name, bro.
Yeah,
he got a. I ain't gonna lie. He got a voice that just sound good.
Yeah,
so
he
when
do.
you hear him on a song, anything he say or rap, it just sound good. Yeah, he got a good voice for rap and for just music in general.
Right.
But that last album, his last couple albums just wasn't.
Yeah, his last favorite one for me was Nothing Was the Same. That was my last favorite album of his. Now he's had songs in between them times that you can consider as classics. But as far as whole, because I'm a fan of body of work. Like the dudes I listen to, I gotta be able to play at least one. Because everybody don't make whole project that's good, you know. But you gotta have at least one project I like from front to back. At least one at the minimum. If you don't got no whole project, I ain't gonna listen to your music. I ain't no single type of guy where I just listen to all your singles that's hot and then, you know, you gotta have a body of work. But as far as with that whole Boosie situation, I feel like Boosie is still strung on that whole Dwayne Wade situation. Yeah. Because you hear he had a lot to say about Dwayne Wade, you know what I'm saying, just basically switching the gender of his son. And I disagree with that too, but I feel as though as a father, you want to support your son, but sometimes you might, your kids, period, not just the son. But I think with that situation, it's his son. You know, I really don't care. But I think he went about it the wrong way because his son is still at the age where he don't really know himself. You know what I'm saying? You don't really find yourself till you about 14, 15. A lot of people swear they was younger, but you really don't know yourself till you about 14, 15 when you really hit them prime years of your teen. So for him to force that, because his son felt like he should be a female, I don't think he should have did that. But at the same time, Boosie shouldn't, you know, make decisions based off his opinion on that, which is why I feel like he did that with his son.
Have you ever seen Boosie's sons? They act just like Boosie.
They act just like him.
I'm pretty sure they go to school and girls like them that are also 13, 14. Like his son probably already, his son got a car.
Right.
And
he probably already having sex.
That's what I'm saying. Your son already probably doing stuff. Your son is not showing no signs that he likes boys or none of that. So why are you forcing it to just double check and double down that he don't? You don't need, let him mess with the 13-year-old.
And another thing is, because you know, Boosie a street dude. You know what I'm saying? So of course, any street dude gonna feel it though. My kids can't because that ego, that pride. You know what I'm saying? That's really what it is. Because if you love your kids, you're gonna take them however they is. You know what I'm saying? But that's that pride. Like, nah, I can't be no street, no gangster. And my kids, like, nah. You shouldn't have that approach with your kids. But at the same time, like he said, Boosie's sons act just like him. His daughters too, for real. You know, y'all got everybody that's seen his kids at least once or twice. But damn, what was I about to say? As far as him doing that with his son, that might put the wrong signal in his son's brain. You know what I'm saying? Because that might make his son feel like, damn, like my father paying females to do this to me. So what if I was to like boys? Would he not love me the same? I'm not saying that's what his son gonna think, but you have kids out there that do think like that. When you press them as a parent, you want them this way.
They get that depression. You know, they're gonna start feeling certain ways. They may feel like they not be accepted. And there are children today who do not have that type of genuine or intimate love from their parents,
right?
Where,
and they seek it from anywhere else. Yeah, that's why a lot of these females, even males, like me, I don't want to get into it too much, but I got a thing for psychology, so I kind of understand things based off how people make their decisions, and a lot of people make decisions based off they past. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's grown people now still living off their past because they might have not got that love from their parents or from their peers, or you know what I'm saying, they might not have been accepted by their community, so they might dwell on that, and that might affect how they carry themselves into their adulthood. So, you know, just anybody watching, just love yourself for who you is. You know what I'm saying? Everybody different. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wouldn't make sense for all three of us to act the same sitting around each other. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got to have their own personality, their likes and dislikes, you know, but
you just got to be unique.
Yeah, love your kids, love yourself. Don't force nobody to feel like they got to be something that you would want them to be, just because that might be your insecurity or something that you might not like. Don't press that on your kids, no friends or nothing, because that's not genuine or unconditional love, you know, so.
Talk to them.
And speaking about that street stuff, now, this one is a touchy one, but I just want to know about that 6ix9ine situation.
Oh man, we have to dive into that.
To bring up.
Because this is my view on it. This is what I'm saying. The street part of it, he shouldn't have been doing street stuff. He would have never got caught up. He would have never had a snitch. I understand that whole side of that situation there. My thing is still the same though, regardless of what he did or what he didn't do. In a situation when you're facing 47 years and they come to you and say, hey, give me the guy who was trying to kill you, kidnap your mother, and was messing around with your baby mother behind your back, and we'll just change that 47 and bring it down to 2. I'm sorry, but if it's an enemy, your enemy, how can you sit there and say that you would not take that? I understand the whole you're not supposed to snitch thing, but at the same time, you can't sit there and say, oh, my enemy, I'm not going to give up my enemy. I'm going to let my enemy keep living his life, and I'm going to do 47 years.
Nah, they was going to get locked up, period. Him snitching just had a effect on really the amount of time they would have got. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, as far as them doing something to his baby mother, and his, who else they do something to? It don't matter. Regardless of what they did, right? I look at it like this, and this is just me being brutally honest. When 6ix9ine first came out, everybody loved him. You know what I'm saying? He was the little Migo kid with the crazy hair who was doing his thing, right? But then a lot of people don't understand the point that he was trying to make when he was trolling. He was basically trying to prove to the kids out there who might feel like they gotta be like their favorite rappers. Because you know, you got kids out here who really look at niggas like Chief Keef or, and I ain't bashing Chief Keef or nothing like that. I'm just using him as an example because he the one that's like put the drill out there. Chief Keef, guys like even Boosie, or you got guys that look up to anybody that's put on the street, like portraying that street life. You got kids that actually look up to them and feel as though they gotta be like that, right? So 6ix9ine was basically portraying, like, with the trolling, like, these are the guys y'all looking up to, and look at what I'm doing to them. You see what I'm saying? Everybody knew he wasn't a street dude, but he messed up where he let it get to his head. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, whether he snitched or not, he set himself up to be in them situations because they didn't go to his mother for no reason. It was something he did. You know what I'm saying? They didn't kidnap him for nothing. It was something he did. You know what I'm saying? So everything that happened was a result of something he did. Right. You know what I'm saying? And him snitching was a result of something he did. Now, whether it's right or wrong, I just think if you know that's not your lane, stay out of it. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole thing. People that's watching should get out of it. But it wasn't his lane. He got in it, and he had to make a decision that a lot of people don't condone. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's like he put himself in them situations. You know, I don't really care about it, to be honest. I don't have a agree or disagree with it. I don't care about it.
One of the most aggravating things that I see, and I'm gonna keep it brief, I just do not like the fan base of hip hop today is praising these type of like acts and these type of like shows that he's putting on, and it's like the character that he showed on him, you know, telling, you know, I'm right with you, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna let all that stuff happen to my folks and all that, but the situation that you put yourself in, you gotta really accept that and go at it as a man. Yeah. And for like people who just come in there like, man, go ahead and let him do what he do. He's the greatest of all time. He's doing this and that. Who cares what he did? No, that shouldn't really matter, because that just really showed the character and the flaws that he, you know.
And then another thing people not looking at either is like, he affected a lot of people's lives making the decisions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
man.
put it like this. I'm gonna say it
It's
like
sickening,
this.
bro.
If it ain't for you, stay away from it. If it's for you, take what come with it. You know what I'm saying? That's my thing. You know, everybody knew it wasn't for him. I'm still just like surprised. Everybody acting surprised he snitched. You know what I'm saying? Because if somebody that you go to school with that you know ain't no street dudes start hanging around a bunch of street dudes, and these street dudes get locked up and he snitched, why would y'all act surprised? Y'all should be mad at them for even affiliating with him. You see what I'm saying? Because I knew that he wasn't what he was trying to put on. Like, he even was saying it, like, he ain't no real street dude. He was just trying to prove a point, like, y'all fear these rappers, y'all look up to these rappers ain't real. That's what he was trying to do, but at the same time, it's like everybody knew he wasn't no street dude, and y'all trying to hold him to the standard of the street dude, like he should oblige to them principles. But no, them street dudes he was with was really protection. You know what I'm saying? He was paying them off for protection. He really was getting extorted, if you ask me. And I guess him snitching was his way to get out of it, because he's seen it like this ain't the life he want. You know what I'm saying? But the way he going about it, coming home, being goofy about it, I don't like that either. But like I said, that's his life.
It's them expectations though.
Yeah, like
because
everybody knew he wanted a street dude.
He said it in his live. He said, I came to my man's, the one he told on, and told him, hey, you sleeping on a mattress on the floor. I can get you off this mattress. All you gotta do is come with me and fake like I'm tough and be my backup that I'm tough. I'm not with the street life, but I'm not with that gang stuff. But I can fake it, and people are gonna go for it, and it's gonna get us to the top. It's gonna get us bread. It's gonna get you off that mattress and get you up out them streets. All you gotta do is ride with me. So the dude he told that to, he shouldn't have no expectations. Just like everybody else shouldn't have no expectations for him to actually get caught up. Them offer him a deal and him not take it. Why would he not? He not street. The dude he told on, no, he not street. The dude he told on should not have the expectation to feel like, oh, I don't think you're gonna snitch on me. And you know him.
That's where being humble and staying true to yourself comes in. Because to be honest with you, 6ix9ine was honestly being himself amongst the trolling. He was still being himself. Because even when Casanova ran into him and they had their little differences, he explained to Casanova like, look, because that's why Casanova ain't really do nothing to him. Because he explained what he was doing, and Casanova's like, okay, I get what you're doing, just don't do it over here with somebody that's really with it. You know what I'm saying? So they spared him, but everybody knew that he wasn't on them type of time. So I just feel like, what did y'all really expect? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the one question everybody should be answering. Like, what did y'all really expect? When he got locked up and they said Rico, everybody knew. Like, come on, now, then he making all this money. Like, he was poor. He got a daughter that's a baby for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, a real street dude would have, you know what I'm saying? He probably would have went up there and he would have took what came with it, like Bobby did. You know what I'm saying? But Bobby was actually Bobby was really in them situations. That's why it was easier for Bobby. Like, I got caught, I'm gonna take what come with it. He wasn't really with it. So think about it. You're not really a street dude. You put on the front, and then the FBI come to you and say, we hear you with Rico charges. But that's what they charge mob dudes with. You see what I'm saying? He not ready for that. And everybody out there in the world acting like the people that's against him snitching runs the world. 90% of America, I'm gonna say 85% of America don't care about him snitching. Sure. That's why when he came home, 2 million of them was in his live. And most of them in his live were the same ones going on him for snitching.
And that's what they give him exposure, because some girl tweeted and was like, tweeted the video of the end part where the little clip of the end of his music video that just came out, and she quoted the tweet and was like, yeah, I'm so glad I wasn't one of the people that viewed this or gave him any exposure. You quoting the tweet was just going to put it on your timeline for everybody to see. You're giving him it. Like, when y'all talk about him, that's even exposure. In a bad way, it's exposure. So you won't have people that see the video and like, oh shoot, wait, I like this. Let me go click it, let me go watch it. Now he got another view. Y'all gotta remember, YouTube pay you by the views.
And to anybody that might not know what exposure is when you shedding light on any situation.
Bad or good.
Right. So if you bringing up his name amongst unless you in a room talking to yourself, that's not exposure. But anytime you bring his name up, like what we're doing right now is giving exposure, because we're entertaining him. You see what I'm saying? But like, we're doing a podcast though. But anyways, I just think honestly, like to end this out, because I really don't want to talk about this nigga either, but I think, like I said, he not a real street dude. He shouldn't be held to them expectations, right or wrong, whatever y'all think. It happened already. You see what I'm saying? So either you're gonna accept it and live on with your life, or you're gonna be in your feelings about it forever. Cause he home now. You can't change it. You been bitter about him coming home snitching. He been locked up 2 years. He home now. Y'all gonna keep talking about it?
It wasn't even a year.
Yeah, and
it wasn't even a year.
It's just the way they talk about it though.
Yeah.
Like they gonna do something. Like if you see him in the street,
right? Y'all not gonna do nothing.
You're not gonna do nothing.
You're not gonna do nothing. Like,
so
I don't think nobody's gonna touch him. I seen some fan on Instagram went live or the other day. She made a video with some, and he's actually her neighbor. You see what I'm saying? Like she posted a video of him at his house in the backyard, and it's proof it's him. He had the hair, the same clothes on, and all that. So it's like, you know, I don't think that's smart to even have neighbors, but you know, but I don't think nobody gonna touch him because anytime, even if you see on his live, it's always somebody around him. You know what I'm saying? I might think he in the house by himself, but come on, be real. And there's people out there that don't care about him snitching.
He connected with the feds now.
Right.
So why you want to touch a dude? That's just like the Zimmerman thing. Zimmerman, he was supposed to have been touched.
Right.
That man ain't been touching. He be flaunting about what he did.
Right.
But you can't. It's like, it's not that people necessarily don't want to touch him. Some people may want to touch him. You can't really touch him. Right. What you gonna do? Like, he's connected with some type of feds. Do you really want to get yourself into some stuff with some feds that don't got nothing to do with you?
Right.
The guys who should be trying to touch him, they're behind bars.
Affiliated in that situation, but
all behind bars.
Even though they behind bars, the guys that's affiliated under them, they ain't lock everybody up.
Yeah.
They ain't lock everybody up. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, to even close this out is just, you know, if you do have an opinion about it, keep it to yourself. Nobody really cares, because your opinion ain't gonna change nothing. Yeah, long story short,
I think after editing this podcast, even if we spoke on it, people ain't gonna really care.
Yeah, like don't nobody really care. A lot of people just following the hype, just something to talk about.
His numbers still gonna run up.
Right.
He is who he is. He gonna have numbers, bro.
Right. And he laughing at y'all while y'all talking about it.
Like, man came home, broke the record. Tory Lane's been out here having Drake, Diddy, and everybody on his live, and still didn't hit 2 million.
Right.
This guy come home just because y'all want to be nosy and y'all giving him numbers.
What he want?
Like,
y'all giving him what he want.
Y'all gonna give him what he want. Don't be mad about that he got it. So,
fellas, let's make sure we don't give him what he wants.
Yeah. But other than that, now as far as music, one more thing.
What's up?
Because we are located in DMV, I just want to put this out there, man. Support your local DMV artists. Anybody doing sports, anything we talked about for real, anybody that you know around it, even your local chefs doing food, support them. Show us love, you know what I'm saying? Show support, show everybody support, because you know it ain't nothing to show love.
We literally support everything. You know, we try to push out everything. We try to give out promos and everything. I want to definitely get some new up and coming business people. I mean, people who doing a lot of things. I want to get a female guest, hopefully real soon, to really show out, you know, the female side, you know, on life perspective, and get a whole fan base with like female and other people. You know what I'm saying? So people who just want to come up here, support. You know what I'm saying? We out here working on videos, we're working on photos. You know what I'm saying? Need any work done? Let us know. You know, we're on it. And you know what I'm saying? Rep the DMV, 1-800, no days off. You already know, you know, the whole motto. But I'm about to go ahead, close this thing out. Q, I really love having you on board. Have a safe trip out to California, my man. Marlon,
you already know.
You know what I'm saying? You already know how it is, be understood. And everybody who's tuning in, please be safe, have fun, and
stay safe, stay smart.
Thank you.